Welcome to Dr. Neda and all my fellow classmates. My name is Aina Safra binti Razali and my partner is Sherry Noaida binti Saharuddin. Our research title is Impact Movement Control Order MCO 3.0 to Household Income.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Sherino Aida binti Saharuddin. My matric number 2654888. Okay, I will explain the introduction part. The 2019 coronavirus disease COVID-19 first appeared in December 2019 in Wuhan, the capital city of the People's Republic of China. Hubei province on March 11, 2020, the World Health Organization (WHO) called it a pandemic. On March 18, 2020, the partial shutdown known as the Movement Control Order (MCO) was imposed as an effort to stop the outbreak from spreading further. Since MCO was implementing, the jobless rate is growing to 5% in April as COVID-19 take toll. It is predicted that the average household expenses during the MCO will reduce by 48%. They face the greatest danger of unemployment, and because of the job market decline, many people are struggling with comparatively low wages to support their family. Despite of the fact that the MCO would halt Malaysian economic development, it was important to stop the spread of COVID-19 and save lives. The current study seeks the comprehensive current research on the effect of the Movement Control Order (MCO) on household income. A comprehensive assessment of the current literature is used to find and categorize research on the effect of pandemic on household income. The problem statement on this research: by May 2021, the number of COVID-19 cases in Malaysia is significantly increasing. According to statistics, the number of cases in May 2021 climbed by roughly 1,000 cases every day. On May 29, 2020, the total number of cases of COVID-19 registered in Malaysia was 9,020, prompting the government to initiate total lockdown or MCO 3.0 for 2 weeks. During the first MCO implement, many individuals and households were impacted, especially on financial issue. The consequence of MCO because of COVID-19 influence not only the macro level but also the micro level, particularly the grouping of family. The group of households that are likely to incur sustained economic risk and have a direct impact on their consumption habit because of MCO implementation. As a result, the purpose of this study is to examine the pattern of household consumption in Malaysia based on the different income group, namely the bottom of the income earned (B40) and the middle of income earned (M40) during the implementation of MCO due to the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Next is a research question. The study was conducted to answer the following question. First, what is the impact of MCO 3.0 toward household income? Second, which economic sector that affected the most during MCO 3.0? Third, what are alternative ways to deal with the affected income? Research objective. The study was conducted based on the following objective. First, to identify which economic sector that affected during MCO 3.0. Second, to analyze the type of impact of MCO 3.0 toward household income. Third, to determine alternatives to deal with the affected income. Next is the scope of the research. Movement Control Order (MCO) is one of the government ways to reduce COVID cases in Malaysia, but the negative side is that it affected the household income. Malaysia had implemented the total lockdown on 1 June 2021 until 14 June 2021 for the second time. People are prohibited from leaving their home, and restrictions are also imposed on some economic sectors from opening. The aim of this study is to identify the impact of Movement Control Order (MCO 3.0) on the household income in Bandar Spring Hill. The scope of the study is restricted to residents of Phase 10 Bandar Spring Hill. Every participant to the study is asked to finish a brief form to judge the impact of the Movement Control Order (MCO 3.0) on the household income in Bandar Spring Hill. Literature review. The outbreak of COVID-19, as reported by Ismail et al. 2020, led Malaysia to take a few steps toward the execution of the Movement Control Order (MCO). The report analyses the trend of household consumption in Malaysia in relation to B40 and M40 respectively. When adopting MCO due to the propagation of COVID-19, the result demonstrate that the daily pattern of consumption of household group changed following MCO adoption. Next, Shamila Tinagar et al. 2021, the COVID-19 outbreak led the government of Malaysia to take measures to execute the Movement Control Order (MCO). This research analysed the financial and consumption behaviour of B14 households during the implementation of MCO in Malaysia. The result demonstrate that after the MCO was put into effect, the financial status of the B40 family has affected the pattern of daily spending. Okay, the last one, in Nur Aziz et al. 2020 report, Malaysia registered on 24 January 2020 a significant increase in its initial COVID-19 cases until March 2020, when Kuala Lumpur increased exponentially due to the large religious group. Malaysia enforced a Movement Control Order (MCO) in its fourth phase. To reduce transmission and better manage cluster, the government also launched 3 economic stimulus programs to minimize the impact of the declining economy.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Madam and all my fellow classmates. My name is Aina Safra binti Razali and my metric number is 265079. Now I will present the research methodology part. The intent of this section is to describe the methodology that is proposed for such a research effort. Included in the section will be a description of the proposed data collection methods. For the primary data, the data were collected through questionnaires using Google Form. Questionnaires were distributed via WhatsApp on 5 June to 7 June for the entire Spring City Phase 10 population. For this study, the population under B40 with those with a household income of less than 4,360 ringgit a month, M40 with a household income of between 4,360 ringgit and 9,690 ringgit, and T20 with a household income of more than 9,690 ringgit, which was registered in the Information System Department of Statistics, have been chosen, and the total samples that managed to collect are 50 samples for the analysis. Descriptive analysis was performed using the tables and percentage to describe the profile of respondents, financial analysis, and the analysis of the respondents. Multiple regression analysis were performed to analyze the relationship between income, salaries of respondents, and the predictor variables are dependent on the respondents' components. Predictor variables with the strongest correlation with the criterion variable will be included in the regression and correlation, followed by strong second variable, and so on. Multiple linear regression involve predictive variables or independent variables X consisting of dependent components. In this study, various regression involve predictive variables or independent variables, namely number of dependents X1, working partner X2, monthly expenses X3, and financial assistance received X4. The dependent variable Y are the income of the household. Now I will explain the result and discussion. This section will discuss on social demographic characteristics. Collected information involves gender, race, age, status, and household income. The gender of the respondent is 50% respectively, where 25 of the respondents are male and the other 25 respondents are female. Based on the analysis, 88% of the respondents are Malay, where the total number of respondents are 44 people, followed by Chinese with 8% with 4 respondents, and Indian is 4% with number of 2 respondents. Majority of respondents are from age 34 to 41 with 40 respondents, which are 28%. For respondents from age 41 to 48 and 49 to 56 are 11 respondents, respectively, with total of 22%. 8% of the respondents are from age 18 to 25 with total of 4 respondents. Finally, the minority of the respondents are from age 57 to 64 and 65 above with 2% respectively, where there is only one respondent for each age. 84% of the respondents already married in number of respondents, 42 people, and the rest of 16% are still single with number of respondents are 8 people. Majority of the respondents are from household income category B 41, where the number of respondents is 11 people with 22%. Next, 18% of the respondents are from category M 41, with number of respondents 9 people. For category M 42, there is 8 respondents with 60%, and for B 42 are 40% with 7 respondents. 12% of the respondents are from category B 43 with 6 respondents, and 3 respondents are from M43 with 6%. For category B44, M44 and T22 are 4% respectively, with only 2 respondents. For the last part is conclusion and future work. COVID-19 had attacked the world in December 2019 and has been referred as a pandemic on 11 March 2020 by the World Health Organization WHO. Since then, many countries had suffered a lot, especially on economics. Malaysia also one of the countries that affected. MCO implementation had caused many people lost their jobs, and as its subsequence, they had lost their source of income. Despite the government providing financial assistance that was Bantuan Prihatin Nasional (PSN), but in the long term, the aid money may not provide many benefits, especially for employees of small and part-time workers who lost their income due to the pandemic COVID-19. As an initiative, government can make a program of emergency saving plans, and emergency saving plans can help the group B40 for low monthly payments. Emergency saving plans will allow them to withdraw money during the recession or financial crisis. Other government initiatives to mitigate the pandemic COVID-19 is to allow people under the age of 55 years to withdraw some of the money for 12 months from April 2020 of Account 2 Employees Provident Fund (EPF) with a maximum of 8,115 per month. However, this is not considered to be an inclusive program for employers, self-employed, and informal workers. In terms of employment policy, through Prihatin scheme, 2 key programs to combat retrenchment and subsequently upgraded by Prihatin scheme, namely Jobs Retention Program (ERP) and Wage Subsidy Program (WSP). Under the ERP, up to 6 months, workers have decided to take a minimum of 30 days of leave without pay or terminated are entitled to financial assistance of 138.01 per month. There was a little action taken by the government to overcome the effects of epidemic, especially on the economy. Pandemic lesson shows how the government does not have to fight inequality to function effectively. Government stimulus plans must have a strong and inclusive to support the poor not just during a pandemic, but also afterwards to overcome the effects of pandemic COVID-19. Hopefully, Malaysia was encouraged by the epidemic to review its social policy. If the constructive measures implemented in response to the epidemic, lasting change in public health, social security, and measures anti-cyclical finance and reform, in particular to help the less fortunate and overall promoting development and equality of susceptible. That's all from me. Thank you.